Hey, hey, hey again.
In this video, I'm going to be talking about scholarships, financial aids, and the ways you can get them. Like in short, money. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how I got into these universities and how I also got such a good scholarship. And I'm also going to share some tips by following. You will also get 100% scholarship. Like the mistakes that I did, and due to those mistakes, I didn't get a 100% scholarship. But you shouldn't do them, right? Find out. I can't help but feel my groove. Grades, and grades. Yeah, everybody talks about grades. Let's talk about grades. See, when I was a student, I recently was a student, but I'm not a student. Like I am not a school student anymore, but I'm a college student. So the first thing that comes to my mind is you shouldn't always try to be at the top of your class until and unless you want to get yourself into Ivies, Harvard, Stanford, not Stanford, Harvard, Yale, Brown, and other top universities. Yeah, you can include Stanford because it is like at the same level. Uh, when it comes to grades, see, uh, generally me I was a average or above average student. Like my scores were around 75 to 80%, right? And that's pretty okay. Like you don't have to stress a lot about your grades, right? Should be always worrying about that I must get 98% and I must get 90%, I must get 96%. No, like if you want to get into Ivies also, if you're above 90%, that's good, you're good to go. You can even apply to Ivies, right? But if you are not at that percentage, that doesn't matter. That doesn't make much difference, right? You can still get into other universities because, guys, at the end, IB is just a tag, Like one of my friend who got into Drexel University, he chose Drexel because it gives you co-op opportunities, right? That none of the IVs give. One of my friends, I recently did a podcast with her, Srijandi Moria. She got herself into Engineering Ruskin University, and she said in the podcast that none of the IVs have forensics, right? So there are a few things that even for IVs lack at, right? So it's not always about the top universities. Even like something, for example, if a student with a 90%, like if you apply, if like your extracurriculars, your essay, your grades, everything, your study as testing, everything is at top level. And if you then apply to an Ivy League or Stanford or MIT or something else, similar to college, if you may get like you'll get 50%, 60%, 80% scholarship. But with the same score, if you apply to the mid level university like Arizona State University, which is pretty good school, pretty good university, University of Arizona and other same level universities, if you apply to those universities with these extracurricular activities and these grades and these essays, you might have a chance of getting 100% scholarship, right? So it's not always about IVs and grades. But even though if you're worried that your grades aren't good, just like mine weren't that good, you can cover them up. You can cover them up with extracurricular activities, standardized testing, essays, right? Let's next talk about extracurricular activities. Oh, yeah, I can help but feel my. Now, when it comes to extracurricular activities, there are 10 spots in the common application. And again, you shouldn't go and fill all those 10 spots, okay? It is not about filling all the spots in the common application. You just have to fill at least above five, right? At least above five, and that must be good ones. You shouldn't just like feel like you have created a Photoshop. You made an art on a Photoshop and sold it for $50, and you write that you write that as a extracurricular activity in your common application. No, that's not an extracurricular activity. Okay, you just have to put the things that you love and that are also connected to your major that you are applying for, to that university and the university that you are applying. Okay, that must be connected you to your major that you have chosen. Not all, but a few, like at least two or three. And when it comes to my extracurricular activities, here will be the list. Here on my iPad I'll be telling you what are those activities that I did. So first activity that I did was journalism publication, which is publishing a book. I published a book Yeah, you can check that on Amazon or Notion Press website. The link will be in the description. The book is Stories of the Universe. In that book, I wrote the book on the topic of physics, that which is the major that I applied in. In that book, I simplified the complex phenomena and make them understandable to people around. That is something. See, universities look at the things that are leadership things, like leadership and community service, athletics, music, theater, drama. These are a few strong extracurricular activities that I would say. And when it comes to this writing a book, this I think would come under research mainly. Like it comes under journalism, also comes under research, right? And it took me a year. Let's say like it took me 10 months, but probably an year to publish this book. And it was all this I had to go through by myself. I self-published that book. So yeah, this is a fun thing to do. You can try it, right? And you don't have to like give it a day or night on every day. Like again, you mess up with your grades. You just have to do 2 or 3 hours of research a day, and yeah, you're good to go. Can publish the book. And secondly, I have a community service. Yeah, I'm a founder and leader of the community in this activity. Me and my friends, like a few friends, gathered and like we just put up some money, and we just went on buying some like basic necessities like pencils, rubbers, erasers, sharpeners, and we distributed it to the nearby government schools. And yeah, that's a good community service you can do. That and I did. And other is this YouTube. Yeah, I'm a content creator. I create videos wherein I used to create videos regarding physics. Those are old videos during 9th and 10th grade. Those are private now. Anyways, now next activities that I have is internship. Yeah, you might know Srijanta Moria from that podcast, right? Yeah, she's the founder of Animal Patronage. I was a member of her organization where I created reels regarding the environment and animal safeties and etc etc. Yeah, an internship. I did an internship there. And again, I have academic in which I tutored a few poor kids nearby this. I did during my break, I think. Yeah, I did during my break, during in 10th, right? And last again, I have journalism publication. Again, this is like I am a blogger on Medium. I wrote articles on Medium. I still have around 21 to 22 articles. I'm not writing any articles now. I must start writing them. And the lastly, I have an art. That is like, yeah, me and my friends, like when we were in ninth grade, it was lockdown, I remember, in ninth grade. And all of us used to gather at one friend's house, and we just used to paint whatever the idea we get. And we just vote whose idea and whose art is much better, right? Nobody was a Van Gogh in that, neither Pablo Picasso. So yeah, these were all my extracurricular activities. Look, there is nothing much bigger in those extracurricular activities. Like I didn't win a UN award. I didn't make a startup, right? And or didn't win a gold medal at an Olympics, right? But again, I have this pretty good activities, and you don't have to stress about again extracurricular activities too, right? You just have to put in a good amount of time. But I am not undermining or suppressing you from doing like Olympics or something. You can, but when it comes to me, I didn't have the opportunity to do them because I did all most of the extracurricular activities during my 11th and 12th grade, right? And doing that, I didn't have much time. But if you have time, you can do them. You can try to found a startup. You can try for some UN awards. Like I don't know what leads to those UN awards. I don't no, but you can try. You can research about it, and you can also try for Olympics, right? You can write any Olympiads or so. So yeah, these are extracurricular activities you can do, and don't stress about these extracurricular activities at all. They are fun to do. Literally, I'm telling you, they are fun to do. You can try them. Okay. Next, we are going to some standardized testing. Standardized testing, and that's the part where I messed up. So you shouldn't mess up there, because that's the thing. Standardized test is something that kept me from getting 100% scholarship, and you shouldn't make this mistake. Look, guys, whatever you do, even if they're optional, take the SAT or ACT, whatever you're taking, take them. But now recently Harvard announced that they are gonna require the SAT, and that's a good thing. You must submit the SAT or ACT, whatever the standardized test you have taken, and that's because that's a big blunder, big mistake that I did, which kept me away from my 100% scholarship. Yeah, that's what I feel. So you shouldn't make this mistake. And again, when it comes to standardized testing, what you can do is, and what I could have done is, start preparing for the SAT earlier, because I got to know about the SAT after my 11th grade, because before that I wasn't preparing for any study abroad thing that but I got to know about it after my 11th grade, because I am a CBSE and state board student. I wasn't knowing about the study abroad thing. I got to know about it after my 11th grade during my summer break. So what you should be doing is prepare it earlier, after you're complete right after you're completed your 10th grade. Start preparing for the SAT, give your practice test and all. They're free, they're completely free online. And give your practice test and know what are you good at. You're good at SAT, give SAT. If you're good at SAT, give SAT, whatever you're good at. But give it earlier, after you have completed your 10th grade. And secondly, when it comes to SAT, what you can do is, there's a good thing in SAT, you can super score. Yeah, see, you can take the SAT first time by preparing well at the reading section, right? Don't bother about the math section. Just give it whatever you know, but prepare really well for the reading section, and then give a second attempt where you prepare really well for the math section. Okay, and when you super score them, you will have a pretty good score, and that's the biggest mistake that I did, that kept me away from a 100% scholarship, and you shouldn't be doing that. Okay, keep in mind that SATs play an important role, so they can even compensate for your scores or your grades. Okay, so give your SAT, don't miss SAT. And when it comes to other standardized tests like IELTS, Duolingo, other tests, I gave Duolingo, and I scored about 130 out of 160. That's a pretty decent score. Like, it's around, when you convert that score into IELTS, it's around 7 out of 9. Yeah, it's a pretty decent and good score. So yeah, you can do all the things that I said into the video, and don't make all these mistakes that I did. Okay. I also like to thank Next Genius team who helped me in getting this scholarship. I actually applied to Ohio Wesleyan University through Next Genius. Like, they have a complete timeline in that you should follow when you're in your 12th grade, so that after doing each step by step, you will get your chances of getting the scholarship will be increased. And I would say, if you join this program, your chances of getting the scholarship or getting 100% scholarship will increase by a better chance. Like, it worked for me. Like, I didn't get 100% scholarship, but I get a good amount of scholarship, right? So if you're applying, I would say, like, you give it a try. Yeah, you give it a try. You apply through Next Genius. They are really good, and the team is very helping. Like, they are very kind. They have, like, they will help you in every step, each and every process. So yeah, apply to Next Genius, and you're good to go. Now you're probably wondering, why did I denied my scholarship, right? Again, guys, it all comes to finances. Right? Even if I have got a scholarship of $168,000, the remaining fees is so high. Someone like me can pay this. Again, it is so high. So yeah, but if I had done that SAT thing, I could have got 100% scholarship, right? So again, don't mess up with your standard testing or something or anything else. So yeah, that's all for the video. See ya in the next video, guys. I can't help but feel my groove. I can't. बैगन के मच्छर पूरा हाथ गंदा हो गया. Yeah, I can't help but feel my groove. I can't help but feel